Well, listen, looking at you right now, too, all I see is a zaddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to look away and stay professional, but I'm like, okay, like, wow, like the transition, I'm amazed by it. You play one of the most iconic women when it comes to Hawaiian history.
Yeah.
So what was it about Kaumanu that resonated with you?
Oh, thank you. That means so much. I remember just reading the audition and being like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
There's so many people I'm referencing and so many different things that I didn't understand. So I spent the weekend kind of decoding the script, looked into her character, and I was just like, okay, this is a pretty special person. And unlike any other character, fiction, non-fiction that I've read, you know, you kind of get into this generic, you know, stereotypes of like what you normally go for. And I was like, this is incredible. And even before that, I was like, hey, Apple TV Plus want to make this? Is this real?
Isn't that amazing?
Incredible Jason's in it, and what's happening? So I think initially it was just like, wow. And then once I, you know, secured the role and did more research, I fell more and more in love with her. And then getting insight from all the advisors, it was just a dream come true. And I think even to this day, I'm still pinching myself, and it's been the biggest honor. I have so much respect and love for her.
Women warriors are vital in the storytelling. So what was that conversation like between you and Jason to create that perfect, beautiful balance?
So funny enough, Jay wasn't entirely convinced about me joining the cast. There was a couple of things where he's like, oh, this, I understand what you guys are seeing, but there's something a little bit
rude.
Not, and to be honest, I felt the same way. I was like, I love this character. I love this show so much, and I want to be able to support the kaupapa. But I didn't know if I was right for this either. And then he told the story later, and he actually reminded my mother last night when we saw him. And he said, he turned to my mum last night and said, you have to realize she's only here because of you.
Wow.
You are the reason she got this job. And he said that in one of my auditions, he was watching in the background, and they started talking to me and asking me questions. And I ended up talking about my mother, who's one of, this woman is my other half. She's my best friend. She's here today.
Yeah.
She's been my warrior from the very beginning with this career path that I've chosen. And he said that when I spoke about her, there was something in my eyes that made him go, that's my wife.
Wow.
And that was the moment. And truthfully, I carry a lot of her influence in all of the characters that I play.
That is incredible. Girl, you are Kapoi. Like, let me be real. Like, so good. Tell me about the process of bringing this person.
Look, it all goes back to the narrative.
Back to life.
You know, and it all goes back to the narrative and the writing. And to be honest, I was very scared.
Yeah.
I was very scared. I didn't know what to expect. I knew there was going to be a lot of work involved, and I was actually hiding away from Jason for a little while, saying, "Ring Cliff, he's your man. He's your man." You know, he had ideas about Cliff anyway, so I was going, "Ring me."
Yeah.
Cliff does on Ball Street.
We got the right king.
Yeah.
Isn't he amazing?
They really did.
But,
you do it so well.
But thank you very much. It took a lot of work, and I was scared as anything. My feet were shaking, and I just had to do the work. I decided to put my blinders on and just look at my little bit of the jigsaw.
Yeah.
Pick my hoi waka up, and I'll just do my bit.
Oh man.
To get this waka moving, and I'll focus on what I have to do. And along the journey, having the cultural dialogue, people come in, teach us. We're picking up other stuff about this character.
Yes.
We're picking up how he was a bit of a strategic man, how he'd always kind of think about what's better for him. I can use this guy for so long, then I might take care of him later. But for now, yes, we'll be friends, and we'll see what happens.
So
if he behaves himself, you know. But it ended up being quite a complex character in a way, and sometimes a bit mad too, sometimes a little out there. Sometimes he believes in God or thunder.
Yeah.
So with that thunderous kind of, I would stand out there. If there was a rainstorm or a lightning storm, I would actually go out to the balcony and just feel the power and the majesty of thunder and just pretend I'm that God of thunder and kind of find the voice of the character.
I feel like I'm getting a masterclass right now.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
So
good. It's so
again,
great.
I'm just so proud now that, you know, the waka, we're landing.
You should be
And it's
proud.
been quite a journey.
Yeah.
speaking in Hawaiian with my brother Jason.
Yeah.
We've spoken in other languages before, and
Yeah.
we've done stuff before.
Yeah,
but
you have.
nothing is epic, nothing is cultural, nothing is warrior-driven as this. And to be part of this waka, this voyage, I'm just so proud that we've come to this moment tonight. I can stand proud and tall. And I'm looking forward to the young Hawaiian getting a sense of identity,
Yes.
saying, these are my people. This is my
Absolutely.
language.
Yes.
You know, might give them
In
a
fact-
bit more of a sense of identity.
Moses, I love your character. I always have a heart for dads. I'm like a
Yes.
true daddy's girl from start to finish. But your character is interesting because he's got to take care of his people.
First of all, I love juicy roles like that, layered and complex roles, right? Not only did he have to take care of his daughter and his people, he had to mesh the two together in a very political way, right? And he had to basically force his daughter into the game as a chess piece, right?
Mhm.
Which doesn't feel good. So I just love the challenge and the complexities of a character like that, and I really poured myself into it. I myself, I'm always playing fathers.
Mhm.
I don't have any kids. I love kids. I love playing these roles. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews,
Yeah.
so I guess in a way, when I get to play a father, I relish that moment. It's like I do. It's not that I see you as my daughter in real life.
Yeah.
You're my bestie in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
But in those roles, it's just a chance for me to just like pour that very real energy and emotion into these
Yeah.
characters.
Well, listen, looking at you right now, too, all I see is a zaddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to
Where's
look
the
away
laugh?
and stay professional, but I'm like, okay, like, wow, like the transition, I'm amazed by it. I want to talk about something really, really important. Kinda. I mean, where did you just come from? I'm like blown away. I'm watching this show, and then I find out later that, you know, you had no acting experience. What kind of pressure did you feel? And how grounded and proud do you feel that you have carried out this powerful man in history and you've done it so well?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
See,
a lot.
brother.
Yes.
You know, it is, and I never really say this much, but leadership is crazy. And if you look at Kamehameha, his name alone, Kamehameha means the lonely one.
Mm.
Being in leadership, you're lonely all the time.
Wow.
You gotta go through so many experiences, so many emotions, and decision making that nobody else will agree with.
Yeah.
But you know, in your gut, in your na'au, what connects us to our past and our people, our kupuna, they're gonna tell us what to do, and they're gonna be there to support your decision because they're the ones talking to us.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't really hard for me because I have a real connection and intuition of what I feel was needed.
Yeah.
And I did that after pule, after prayer, after talking to a bunch of my kupuna, and they told me, if not you, then who? You know, I can sit here and tell you about myself, but I'm not gonna do that. You just gotta come and visit again.
Yes.
But, you know, I come from a background of kupuna that was amazing people. And I
Yes.
just wanted to share that with the world.
What was it like for you, Moses, to witness this? Because you had like front row seat to see him actually walk that out.
Yeah, what was really cool for me to witness and just watch, Jason is a Kanaka Maoli. He is Hawaiian, but he didn't grow up here,
Mhm.
right? And his connection to this place is very different than mine, having grown up here,
Yeah.
right? And I can see how this project, this whole experience was forcing him
Yeah.
to deepen his connection to his own culture. Just watching that just made me feel good, right? Because it's like welcome home. Now listen to the ancestors, and they're going to put you to work, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And watching that, you know, in his growth was incredible.
I think it's safe to say that this is part of Jason's purpose and his calling in life to be able to tell this incredible story. What was it like, girl? You had front seat. You had front seat to witnessing what this experience
some.
was like.
In a scene, I'm talking about this.
We put respect on Adria's name.
No. Listen, we like it all. We love it all. We love sex. But what was that experience like watching him fulfill his purpose?
Oh my goodness, so inspiring. I mean, obviously Jay and I, we're from different generations. Like there is a bit of an age gap, and to as a young and up and coming Maori actress, to bear witness to such leadership and such bravery. He really has taken what a lot of our people, our artists, Temuera Morrison, Cliff Curtis, Mirata Mita, who have helped to create a foundation of what Indigenous storytelling can look like. Yeah. And he's taken that and he's built something so insane. It was not even something we even considered. Yeah. This is a man who has dedicated his life to building a reputation so that he could tell his story on his terms, on their people's terms. And that I cannot wait to see what this does to Indigenous storytelling. As you said, we're redefining what it is to tell stories from an Indigenous perspective. And 100%. I think that is the greatest gift we can give the world right now. I know, I love it.
Well, that's certainly a lot of juju to put on me. We never actually set out to do that, to be honest. We just set out to try to create something that, you know, the young Pa'a, the young Jason would have wanted to see. And today we talk about that in terms of representation and access to industry. And but in reality, it was quite simply that we know who we are and we know the impact our stories can have. The real trick was trying to figure out how can we express our stories in a way that remain universal and are not exclusive. Right. So the byproduct of that, when I'm able to speak the language of film and we put something into production, we can talk about this story as being a really great story that takes place in Hawaii, so that the culture becomes nuanced, that the costumes become nuanced. And it is something that can be consumed by the masses. But what's really nice is people like yourself and people like Indigenous peoples from across the world can see the other aspect of this. Absolutely. And that is to start the conversations of representation. What does it mean? What is the impact on your people? But we didn't set out to do that. But if we can be a part of the conversation, then I'm 100% happy to do that.
You're doing it. When I even checked into our hotel, the woman in the front desk, she saw a little note she wore, and the first thing she said to me was, you know what, I am so excited to see and hear Olelo Hawaii in ways that has never been. What does that do for your spirit even?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think the coolest moment on set for me, I just remembered this, our head Olelo Hawaii coach, Kiave, brought his daughter from Big Island. She came out to New Zealand to be on set and visit her dad. And she was listening in with the headphones. She was like a little director. And he came up to me and he was like, my daughter didn't know that you don't actually speak Hawaiian. And I was like, it took me back to like, wow, we can have critics say whatever they want, you know, the audiences can say whatever they want, but it's like, this is actually for the next generation, for this to be normalized and something that's accessible. And it just kind of reset everything for me. That this is what it's actually for. And it's going to be so emotional.
It is. I know. I get emotional just thinking about it. Yeah.
I think that's going to help to ground everybody. You know, we all have never seen this language, this culture on the big screen. Yeah. Maori, you know. But at this level, very big. So for Indigenous people, I think it's going to I think it's going to be an uprising of inspiration. Absolutely. Everybody's going to want to learn Hawaiian. Everybody's going to want to learn our culture. And when they come and visit, it's going to be a proper visit and a proper visitor.
What does that do for your spirit, knowing that so many people are going to be championing?
I was so excited by that specific thing that I requested that my character not utter a syllable that was not Hawaiian. So I only speak Hawaiian in this season. And that was my, I guess, my offering back to the young people of Hawaii. Yes. That if I can speak Olelo Hawaii, then so can you.